I'm Jack Harper, war correspondent for the Associated Press. I've seen my share of conflicts, but nothing could have prepared me for this. The air was thick with tension. People moved quickly, purposefully, as if they knew something I didn't. Then I saw them. Soviet tanks rolling down the streets of a once peaceful city. I remember thinking, this is it. This is how it starts. The sound of metal treads on cobblestone streets sent chills down my spine. Families rushed to pack their belongings, children clutching toys, parents trying to hide their fear. I wanted to help, but I knew my job was to document, to bear witness. In London, I saw Big Ben silhouetted against a sky filled with barrage balloons. Paris was a ghost town, the Eiffel Tower standing sentinel over empty streets. Back on the front lines, I watched as American and Soviet soldiers clashed under a sky lit by artillery fire. The night was alive with explosions and the cries of the wounded. This was war in its rawest form. I interviewed a young soldier barely out of his teens. His eyes were hollow, already having seen too much.
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home, he said. But we both knew that the home he remembered might no longer exist. I found myself in a Pentagon war room, surrounded by generals and politicians. The tension was palpable. Maps covered every surface, each one showing a different doomsday scenario. I realized then that this wasn't just another conflict. This was the edge of oblivion. One general, his face etched with worry, pointed to a map of Europe. "If we don't act now," he said, "there won't be anything left to save." I thought of my family back home, wondering if I'd ever see them again. Propaganda posters began appearing everywhere, each side claiming righteousness in this madness. Bold colors and stark imagery promised victory, but at what cost? But nothing could prepare me for what came next. I was on a hillside, documenting the battle below, when I saw it. A flash on the horizon, brighter than the sun. For a moment, time stood still. Then came the sound, a roar that shook the earth itself. In that moment, everything changed. The world as we knew it was over. The mushroom cloud rose, a terrible beauty that signaled the end of an era. I thought of all the stories I'd never get to tell, all the lives cut short in an instant. In the face of such devastation, my camera felt woefully inadequate. The days that followed were like something out of a nightmare. Cities reduced to ash and rubble, survivors wandering through the wreckage, their eyes hollow with shock and grief. I saw a child's doll lying in the street, untouched amidst the destruction, a stark reminder of innocence lost. As I stand here now looking out over what's left of our world, I can't help but wonder, was it all worth it? And what role did we play, those of us who watched and documented but didn't act? Perhaps in sharing these stories, we can ensure this never happens again. If there's anyone left to listen, this is Jack Harper, signing off from what was once New York City. May God have mercy on us all.